morning to you anywhere you are watching me from. May God bless you as you are tuning in. This is Linda's TV show. Here we'll bring information across the globe. We educate, inform the members of the public. If this is the kind of content you like, please kindly subscribe. Put on your notification bell to on notification. It will enable you to know when we upload a new video. I put a disclaimer that here in Linda's TV show, we do not preach misleading information. We do not preach hate speech. We do not preach violence. I don't love things. I will never promote them here. We do not instigate war or violence. And a call for self-determination is never a call for war. And I want to seize this opportunity to appreciate you two for creating and allowing us to use their platform to disseminate information to the members of the public.
I did not initiate any move for any kind of outside court settlement with Nigerian government, says Nnamdi Kanu. I did not initiate any kind of outside court settlement, says Nnamdi Kanu. This will be where the discussion today will surround. I told you in the program that is right there up in the space on YouTube platform that the Nigerian media have been very, very unhelpful in all the cases in Nigeria. They have been very, very instrumental to the challenges and what the politicians are doing with the Nigerian populace. The gutter media has contributed immensely to the ordeal, the negative fate suffered by Nigerians. That is why I said female abuse. When they gather at the end of the week, whatever nonsense they gather, now they begin to use it to propagate lies, and thereby fueling what we call in political science bait and bleed. Bait and bleed. This is the same approach used by Russia to instigate disagreement late 17s between the Prussians, Austria, then who was to have a face-off. This was the same period France was coming out of their French big revolution. So then the Prussians were, Russia boiled, put up some different write-ups to boil the heart of the Prussians and the Austrians. So they had to go into a big offensive, very big face-off with France, and it really attracted a lot of pain to both parties. So we are coming into this. We want to address this particular unbecoming behavior of the Nigerian brown envelope media. What they are doing, a few weeks ago, or let's say about 3 weeks ago, the Chief of Defense Staff, Musa, he cried out. He said, since Finland have been adamant to yielding to their demand to help them get Simon Ekpa, so he's now calling on the media, the Nigerian gutter media, to help in blackmailing Simon Ekpa. And this is what exactly they've just started. So if you check that last program, it's very loaded. Yes, where they are accusing Simon Ekpa of trying to buy Nnamdi Kanu with very laughable accusations that he is not in the same page with Kanu. Kanu never ever called for. We are always avoiding that part because everybody knows that Kanu never ever called for ÉXPOS and he may stand the enemy. So he has always been talking about. Time came when our supreme leader had to do what was necessary. So because it's in their custody, if we could have Maxwell on our track, it's always trying to bring in what is unnecessary and never been useful in bringing any good idea on how to bring out Nnamdi Kanu, like even Nemeke Ejiofor is trying his best to support our lawyer, our big attorney. Okay, we want to take all those headlines like that from TVC. We will start from the caption from TVC. TVC said, trending. Nnamdi Kanu speaks with TVC News on his move to settle out of court. Nnamdi Kanu speaks with TVC News on his move to settle out of court. That is the TVC News. Trending. Nnamdi Kanu speaks with TVC News on his move to settle out of court. Then our attorney replied, because it wasn't only TVC, but the TVC was so concerned. If you remember when Kanu, I was really that answered, I will show you here now. Now, the news titled Kanu seeks negotiation with FG is false and a deep fake news, very deep one, meant to twist an idea that was mooted as an alternative to trial by the court and the parties. Okay, the news titled Kanu seeks negotiation with FG is false and deeply fake. It's a very deep fake news meant to twist an idea that was mooted as an alternative to trial by the court and the parties. The truth is that the court directed the parties to consider the option of reconciliation which the law allows, and they quoted the Constitution, I think 17, which the Act of the Parliament came to support, and another 172 section. All right, now we want to dwell on this, but before then, please, if this is your first time of watching our program, or even if you have been watching and you have not subscribed to this channel, please kindly do subscribe. Okay, thank you. And as you subscribe, we also implore you to share our programs, share it across different platforms. Also make your input, comments, drop your comments, but very importantly, like our programs when you see them. Unless you don't just like what we are discussing, you don't like the topic, but to encourage us to make other people see it, like it, as many people that like the video or the program, it will help it to push the hand of YouTube to give it a wider publicity. Thank you and remain blessed. Still Akman Asoko from Biafra Radical Freedom TV, and we are here to continue doing justice to the cause. We must not relent. So now you can see, like we were discussing, or like we just gave the headline trending according to TVC News, Nnamdi Kanu speaks with TVC News on his move to settle out of court. Then we want to give you a video that supports that. Did Nnamdi Kanu really say anything that suggests he is moving to attract or call or initiate any kind of negotiation or out of court arrangement because maybe he is afraid he won't win the case or what? That you will find out here as you listen. It's about less than 1 minute or less than 3 minutes. Listen. Thank you. Okay. Thank you for listening. Thank you. Now let us touch something here. Did you hear the pressure that the TVC reporter, TVC, this is the same TVC where you have Jide. This particular media, although they are doing what they are doing because it is owned by Chief Bola Ahmed Tinubu, they are doing everything, to sell, to disinform. They have never been truthful. These guys are the same people that were mounting pressure on our supreme leader here. Our supreme leader, first of all, gave a smile to wave off the question. She persisted. Please, I want a more direct answer or response to this. Okay, Onyendu said, anyways, if you must hear from me, you should take home and tell the people that sent you that I am Nnamdi Kanu. I am a victim of the wrongdoing of the government of Nigeria. I was kidnapped. You know what is kidnapped? I was kidnapped. This is in a court premises. I was kidnapped, and you know kidnap is a criminal offense. And the government of Nigeria involved in the criminal offense that is also associated to terror. That I was kidnapped by the government of Nigeria, and being that I am in the custody of the kidnapped kingpin, they are the ones to decide what happens. I am not the one. I can't be. And she pressured to say, okay, now that the judge have said I'm giving you option to that, if the barrister interjected, the judge said that, suggested it. So it is not for us to activate it. It is for the AGF to activate it. They should be the one to take the move, not the other way around. We are not running out of the court. We are not trying to. They are the ones that have been trying to preempt and also overturn court judgments. They are the ones always trying to run away, shy away from facing the law. They are the ones always trying to make a way. And before, you remember, even the last order from the court that Nnamdi Kanu must be allowed access to his legal counsel. No more when you allow one person, no writing material. A case that have lingered for virtually 3 years. You keep playing hanky-panky game. Now they have adjourned the case again because that has always been the target. Imagine a case, it was just on Friday again that they allowed them access to their client. So what can they do with that time? Deliberate, so very intentional in the action because they are looking for a way to buy time. It is unfortunate at this stage they can't buy Nnamdi Kanu. The eye of the world is wide open, looking at Nigeria, and very soon Nigeria will begin to eat sanctions, and then you will now add it up to the real economic situation. Then you know what it feels like. All of you that are there shouting in the media, oh, you are hating on Nnamdi Kanu. If they ask you why, you have no reason. Now you can see they have extended this case again to 3 months because they want to buy time. Because they want to buy time to see if Nnamdi Kanu will have a change of mind. Oh, he's coming up. They tried everything to, link up Simon Ekpa's activities, but it was so difficult to do that. And this Gota Media, if you check that 2 days ago, Gota Media was writing Nnamdi Kanu in fresh trouble. That this voice of the people, Gota Media, and that this particular media is beginning to attract attention. You are toiling with a wrong people. The joke is expensive. Nnamdi Kanu in a fresh terror charges, and maybe he can't get out of this one. And they are giving the headline, the caption suggestive of, the court. These are things even that maybe if they, who knows if they paid her to try how the public will respond to it, and she found out she was ignored. Now we want to see what the chief of staff to the National Republic Government in Exile, Mrs. Ngozi Orabueze, Dr. Mrs. Ngozi Orabueze said only Nnamdi Kanu today, June 19, 2024, refutes Nigerian government narrative, just as lawyer besides him in court presses the same false narrative. The lawyer she's talking about is Maxwell Igoti, with her own Maxwell, I don't know if the problem is that you don't have, because I know you since you started this Nnamdi Kanu case, you are doing well now. Can see you changing a lot of suits, different clothes. Now many people are hiring you. You are handling some cases because Nnamdi Kanu's case have made you prominent. So this is a platform for you to now show your muscle. I can see you flying different new brand suits. You now going to talk about national issues. You are now a very strong, reputed lawyer. Then you show your muscle, the flex muscle now. Last time you were the one who was mentioning Simon Ekpa's name to Nnamdi Kanu, and he snubbed you. Today again, you are the one who is reminding him Simon. And Nnamdi Kanu, his wisdom responded to that in a way. If you had, he said, anybody, every life is important, very precious. No life is worth being tied. Nobody's life is worth being tied. So anybody, he condemned in totality any kind of killing. He don't support any kind of killing, because killing is killing, no matter to whom it is meted. So and then when after the court case, you can see his lawyers, those outstanding lawyers like Emeka Ejiofor, in the outside the court premises, he said, for those of them who are using guns to suppress the Igbos because they don't want to hear the issue of Biafra, and he referred them to cases in Serbia, in East Timor, he referred them in India. What happened between India and Pakistan, and what happened afterwards in Bangladesh with Pakistan? What happened in Yugoslavia? What happened with the Soviet USSR? What happened with he mentioned cases, some of which are not up to 20 years. And here, you with your own Maxwell is looking for where to do a proko. You Samuel or Makwaraho, or not Samuel or Maxwell, Makwaraho. You are a proko where you don't start like this, it no go help you. Hey, you used to be a very good boy, but now you are turning something else. Makwaraho, you must respect yourself. This court, therefore, if you are tired of it, you can quit. There are a lot of very much more smart lawyers who want to come in. If you are tired, go and do your trade, what do you call it, market representative, what is it, a mall? Or it's not mall, do you have mall? Can you handle the mall? I mean, all these outlets, these shops, that are built, maybe have a 3-story building, now they call it plazas. So plazas where they beat the onion, the black and blue. So go and continue with such cases. Yes, thank you. You enjoy the privilege of fame, popularity that we have given you. Carry go. For your proko, go on. Call yourself meeting. One way meeting. Summon yourself for a meeting and advise yourself. One way meeting, Maxwell. One way meeting, ejikwe bottle akpụsị mmadụ ahụ ọnụ. Ejikwe bottle akpụchapụ mmadụ ahụ ọnụ. Maxwell, Maxwell, how many times I call you like this? Makwaraho. Let us continue. So now, when do Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that is according to our the Chief of Staff, the F0Rc Government in Exile, Dr. Ngozi Orabueze. When do Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today, June 19, 2024, refused the Nigerian government narrative, just as the lawyer beside him in court presses the same false narrative that Nigerian soldier being killed. You two, please, we are not talking about killing here, we are just narrating something that happened. Until then, watch and listen to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's response. I condemn any manner of buying. Every manner of buying, I condemn. You see how he rephrased it again. I condemn every manner of buying, and every manner of buying, I condemn. So you can see, I think I have to play the video for you. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is fully aware that Nigerian government is busy doing what they have always done. Buying innocent Biafran youths. That's on daily basis, using reintegrated terrorists, and fails to report that. How can they report that in Wanyama? They cannot report that. They are the perpetrators. So how can they report themselves? It's just like what we are passing through now, where an offender is the one adjudicating over his own case, and that is, it goes to puncture the tires of modern justice and the legal or equity maxim, which says in Latin words, nemo Judas in Caesar. But these have been negated. The privilege, the benefit of that is given to Nigerian state. Okay, let your court still preside. Your court presided severally, and you are still holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is to say, you have no business of being a lawful state. You have no business with being a lawful state. That is, in other words, to say that you accept, you are not ashamed of being a lawless state. My own problem is that since Nigeria have shown at different occasions, even when UN directed, EU directed, European Union directed, America also lastly did, and Nigerian state is still being adamant. And even when the global police Interpol was had its image smeared by Nigerian state, and the bulls, the African bulls of the Interpol, came out openly last 1 month or 2 months to state categorically that what Nigerian government did was a kidnap. That the Interpol, they have told the world, that was the agency that helped in bringing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is a very big lie and an embarrassment to international peaceful society and societal management. That is an embarrassment, because you can't use our name. It is like going directly to use UN to commit crime. So it is supposed to be punished, because the Interpol is supposed to be an agency of the UN, because they help in moderating or keeping peace in human society in a civilized world. And the Nigerian state violated this, or in their crime, still committed another crime of blackmailing, painting black the global community. And they said they are not involved. The action of Nigerian state amounts to to terror, because it's crime. It's an international crime. So, and he had expected that the UN, the foreign powers, should have matched Nigeria by now, and they're doing nothing. They're doing nothing. They're only raising alarm without backing it up with actions. And till today, Nigeria is still keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and you are still doing nothing. Let us continue. So God bless PM Mazi Simon Ekpa, the true son of Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, for confronting the bias, the Nigerian army and Tinubu government head on head. You understand? Now the only language that Nigerian government and army understands is the language of Woto Woto, which Mazi Simon Ekpa is the giant in giving that sound. Yes, he is a very big giant. He's a big masquerade that understands that language even much better. So So the only language is what we are speaking to them, and it takes a good guy with a good Ngwaga to bring down the bad guys with the good Ngwaga. Sure, you understand. Why they flow very well. Okay, continue. Let us continue listening. Let us give it to you as they come. Remember, we still owe you a video to play. Okay, we still have to see now. A little breaking coming in. Yes, this is a few days ago. Okay, on 14th June, the Chief of Army Staff, Labaja, raises alarm, says Nigerian soldiers are suffering from battle fatigue, PTSD, and substance abuse. Battle fatigue, PTSD, and the substance abuse, tramadol, and the other substances. That Nigerian soldiers, apart from the that they are also, when they see the kind of men that Simon brings out, they begin to quiver, they begin to catch cold, because they know their men are not very muchly made like the men of the BNF or the BLA, Biafran Liberation Army. They are not as so muchly made, because this of the Biafran Liberation is having the natural backing, the supernatural force behind them, such that all bullets now becomes bullets, and all bullets now turns to become water when they are involved, because these men are so muchly made by Nacho, Naya, and even Nacho na street. Upper homogeneity, if I'm a go. Eating is in Fakuri, Fade Bukwem, Namerone PM, you see. Any day, Musa, any day, men again, they will fair by, you know, before they down and came. You won't be a fee. A man will wait to go up. The one who have Madame Maya, because you know rich, you know rich, up before they go. And this is what you are seeing. Now you can see that those of our people who are crying, oh, Simon Ebuchalandibo, Simon Emelanka, Simon Abalaro, when they are seeing the real people, where the Fulani terrorists are always constituting terror in our land. Everywhere you see checkpoint of the army in Nigeria, you see that just some stones away, some stone throw distance away, if you now bend the Fulani, and in the cases where they kidnap and they want to get ransom for their victims, many times these ransoms are dropped beside them in the army zoo. So these things, so these things are things that when you look, you know, those people who are condemning our PM, they are doing so because they have not yet experienced the bullying of the Fulani terrorists. That's why, well, before today, you know that the Yoruba people were condemning the Igbos. The Bini people were condemning the Igbos. But now they are having a very good taste of it. Even the Middle Belt people before now, but today they are having the good taste. And the table have changed, have turned. Now you can see what we are telling you. You are waiting for everybody to be faced out of this earth. Before you know, you need to stand. This is UN giving rights. UN gave you the right, the power, that in fact that is even the main reason they formed the UN. And the lady, I played her video there in the UN atmosphere where she was addressing. she said that every people have that right, and that right must not be joked with. She was referring to Ukraine. Then Ukraine is not the only people living in this world. That every people have the right to defend themselves and guide their territory. Nobody must force themselves on them, and they must not allow anybody. No one must allow anyone to force themselves on them. It is their right to belong to anywhere they feels like, and it's their right to have any friends they wishes to. Let us continue. Let us continue. So now on the substance abuse, fatigue, and the PTSD. So these people, they fear our people, they fear our men based on Abraham. Now you can see the case of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, has been adjourned to the 23rd and 25th of September. The courtroom was left shocked after a heated argument ensued. The defense is ready at any time, but is firm on the stance that Director of the Department of State Services (DSS) must be held accountable for disregarding court orders. Although the Attorney Chief Anoy Ejimako Barrister or Esquire, he addressed this in some other interview where he said that the federal government here is accomplished. So whatever you see the chief of the DSS goes doing, he's not doing it alone, because this is the directive from the executive, the presidency. Yes, we don't need to be toiling or trying to be doing anything hide and seek. We need to say it as it is. So now you see, the Biafran Republic government in exile brigade under my leadership has hired one of the prominent. Let us take it from the beginning now. This is still information coming. Breaking, the good guy himself, Simon Ekpa, as the Prime Minister declared as the Biafran People Declaration of 2nd December 2024 comes closer. Our objective is to see Biafra total freedom from Nigeria, which will help to restore peace and stability in the entire Sahel region. This is just the stance of Nnamdi Kanu in the court, where he told you that African people have suffered so much in the Caribbean, in Europe, in America, that they have suffered, and it is time for them to have peace. And that is why he is fighting strong and will continue to do so, because there needs to be peace. And there is another update for you to see how the Fulani and their wherever they are found are rallying around the jihadist agenda to make our land a base to be unleashing terror all over the world. Our land, they want to convert our land to their base to cook up their terror agendas, prepare for their terror movements. And this, we don't want it to happen. Our place cannot be used for such evil reason. So we continue, which will help to restore peace and stability in the entire Sahel region. It will also help to end terrorism in West Africa, because the target of the terrorists, with the help of Nigerian government, is to take over Biafran territory and then start launching attacks against everybody, including the Western America. The Biafran Republic government in exile brigade, under my leadership, has hired one of the prominent lobbying firms in Washington, D.C. to represent Biafran government effectively from 12th, 6th, 2024. From November 6, 2024, our arms remain wide open to other possibilities across board. Biafrans are ready to make friends with whoever is willing to help in the liberation. We have no enemies other than Nigeria terrorist states and anyone who supports the terrorism of the terrorist state. PM Simon Ekpa. So we have to continue. Now the update news again that you have to take home. This one is very fresh. A fresh update that is from the Independent newspaper. Jihadi fighters have settled in a Nigerian national park popular with terrorists, report claims. Fears that armed group could further threaten the remaining lions whose population have been declined is there, and it is very, very, very obvious. So something must be done very fast, very quickly. Let us continue. When we talk about these jihadists, you think it is joke. During the Salah celebration, you saw them in thousands of them in Zamfara state, where they were celebrating with political elites. The terrorists with their guns there with them. With their guns, you see heaps and heaps upon guns. You can see. This is what they are still covering up, because the agenda is themselves. They are the agendists. Now, when you take it from another news source, the AP News, jihadists from Africa Sahel have crossed into Nigeria's north. A new report says a lot is at stake. Everything, a lot of things, a lot is at stake. So you can see how verifiable it is, because maybe when you see from one source, you won't know how genuine, and the reason to take caution. All right. You remember, we want to flash you back to our PM's comment on 31st of 3/2024. That is March 2024, 31st. If you bring violence to Biafra, Biafra will respond with violence, and this is what happens. Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, please, we are not encouraging violence, so this comment is not coming from me. We are reporting what the Biafran Republic government, which is a peaceful government that is working very hard to bring peace and stability in the Biafran land. Okay. The case of Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of IPOB, has been adjourned to the 23rd and 25th of September. The courtroom was left shocked after a heated argument ensued. Okay, we already took this, so now we have to show you what is up. See what is up. The Biafran people are responding to the gutter media and their fake news. And one of these we are going to take is from Okute Biafra. They tell all these mugus that Simon Ekpa is not MNK, and Simon Ekpa is Simon Ekpa, MNK is MNK. We will never see anything. That is Okute Biafra. So I will soon see something. Then the BLA, Biafra Liberation Army, response, that is through Great Igbo page. No Nnamdi Kanu, no P. Okay. You heard from our attorney himself, Mazi Barrister Aloy Ejimako, and you heard from Ugo Chinyere Imo. Barrister Aloy Ejimako, we thank you so very much. The Biafran people, we thank you so much. When we see you defend our supreme leader, you don't defend him like a hireling. That's what we call hireling, like a hired person. So you are not doing the work of a hireling. You are doing this because you feel it is about, this guy is pushing even for your own well-being, because you understand that he is into a just cause. You are not doing it because you want to be known from his case. You don't want to be popular, you want to be bright. No. Aloy Ejimako is following this case. He's handling it like, this is my younger brother. This is my own blood. This is my flesh and blood. He's doing it with passion, with everything in him. He is taking the bullet. I love you, sir. I love you, sir. May God bless you. May Chukikabiyama keep blessing you. You are chief. Yes, Chief Barrister Aloy Ejimako. Thank you. Ibuchinyere, thank you. You've always tried. Thank you. Barrister Nnamdi Kanu and the other members of the team. Thank you all. Only Maxwell, go again the model. No again the model. Because I able to put a good on the guy. My one is all right. Let us if you see what he said there, these journalists are trying to. TVC was also there throwing some questions. TVC. Now they just want to see how they push some they push the Nnamdi Kanu and his team to the wall of them being the ones that are seeking for a reconciliation or peaceful. They are not the ones. It is the government that kidnapped, because Nnamdi Kanu is on the victory lane. The government is trying to buy time, trying to see how the Nnamdi Kanu shifts ground, knowing that if I had the governor Nampuramo, no me akwa better nwokenamo kekesi kwia. There is nothing you can do. Because it will keep disturbing you there. Now, if you are still hating on Nnamdi Kanu, or now you that hated him before, you are now loving him and hating Simon Ekpa because you don't want the approach, or you don't want Biafra because you have a family member in the political corridors in Nigerian states, because or you have one contract, or you have one or two things you feel you are protecting, you don't want to lose. Onye ụlọ ya na-agba ọkwa ada akwakwa ngwongwo, ọ da echekwa ngwongwo. Onye ụlọ ya na-agba ọkwa ada echekwa ngwongwo, ọ na-ebu ụzọ azụ ndụ ya. If your house is on fire, you don't go making money or bringing money or trying to save properties. No, your house is engulfed already.
Thank you so much, my wonderful viewers, for watching this video together with me from the beginning to the end. Like I said before, if you like what you see here, if you like what I do in this platform, as you have finished watching this video, please hit that red button that says subscribe and put on your notification bell to all notification. In that way, you'll be able to know when I upload a new video. Share my videos, leave your comments in the comment section constructively. Until I meet your way again in my next video, I still remain your Linda's TV show. Bye-bye.